So, good evening. Good evening. It is the eve of Christmas, and it is the eve of our game against Chelsea. we're gonna have a little look at that, just to let all of you guys know before we get into this. On StreamYard, for some reason, it's bugging out. I can't see a single comment in the chat at all. So if you are watching on Twitch, Facebook, or Periscope, I can't see any of your comments. YouTube, I can have a separate screen anyway, so it's no drama. But yeah, for some reason, there is literally no comments coming up. Welcome back, Zach. Hope you're well, mate.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Hope everybody else is good as well. And hope everybody's having a Merry Christmas so far and everyone's safe and well in this very strange time. It definitely doesn't feel like Christmas at the moment, to be honest. But yeah, it's good to get together and have a good chat and a good rant about Arsenal. It's always. I think Lee's frozen, by the way.
I think it's his. Yeah.
Shall I take over? Right. After, welcome.
Oh, his comments are up. Well, from Facebook, they're up.
Yeah, but Lee's frozen, man.
So what?
Yeah, it has actually frozen.
Yeah,
There's two of them.
Mad.
There's two of them on the screen now, man.
I don't know what's going on with it, and it's got me in there twice as well. I don't really understand what's going on with it, mate. Like,
Mate,
I can't.
you hard enough to deal with, let alone two of you.
But I can see one Facebook comment now as well.
Yeah.
I don't get it. We've been mad buggy, bruv. I can see Twitch rats in the building. I can't see any YouTube comments or Periscope. Anyway, we'll come to that in a minute. Big up, Hafsal. Hope you're well, man.
Yeah, all good, Lee. Thanks. I just, well, like I said, got back from holiday and 4 days later we're in tier 4. So yeah, wish I stayed on for a bit longer, but it is what it is, you know?
Well, it could be worse. Could be worse, mate.
Yeah, it could be worse. Got to be grateful, you know. And grateful.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm stuck here anyway, mate. I need to get a new passport before I can go anywhere.
Man, we all got to be grateful, you know. We're all healthy and stuff, and you know, it's all good.
Exactly. Evening, Chig. Hope you're well, mate.
Good?
Yeah, man. You've had a shave, I see.
I have had a shave, man.
I was looking fresh-faced again.
Looking 16 years old again, Chig.
Oh, look at this. Charmer.
Evening, Kenny.
Evening all. I just want people to know when they watch this program that I'm a lot taller than I look on the StreamYard, and unlike Shig, I haven't cut my hair or had a shave since March.
What?
It's March. Okay. Wow.
March, wow.
Go on,
Yes.
Kenny. Kenny's going for that rough and ready look, isn't it, Kenny?
I think so. I think I'm just trying to get some, like some dreads, man. Rekindle my lost youth. So if I can get like a high top, then maybe I could get my wife to pattern my hair or something. You know, Rio Ferdinand.
Kenny, you have some of that Jason Lee action going on.
Definitely. He's got a bit of a grey beard as well. He's only a year older than me anyway. So yeah, we're in the same sort of But the thing with me is that I'm very good from 5 yards out. I do put my chances away.
We're not going to call you Eddie then, yeah? You're definitely not Eddie.
No.
Or Lacquer.
I'm faster than
any of our strikers right now.
Yeah,
I'm faster than them.
Evening, Claude.
He's eating. Oh,
Claude, you're on mute, mate.
You're mute.
It's all right. I'll let you do what you're doing, mate. It's fine. Go on. You finish your dinner, mate. And,
Evening, everyone. Hope you're all well.
Right. Let's start with the kind Guna. Have you got any kind words for our managers, Zach? Enlighten us.
Any kind words for Arteta? Do you know what, mate? On a human level, of course, like this isn't a personal issue against anybody, right? So obviously, on a human level, I wish him well, and I wish anybody well in life, you know. But in terms of Arsenal and football, which is what we're here to talk about, I haven't really got much positive to say about him. And you know, people might think that's quite extreme, like there's nothing positive to say. Well, if I really look at his reign, and he's been here a year, right? If I really look across his 1 year reign, probably the only positives I can take out of it are those couple of games in the FA Cup, and he won the FA Cup, right? That's it. And look, I give him credit for that. Yeah, there's credit for that. But when I look at all of his other decisions, I take a step back. A couple of Arsenal friends and I, we went for a walk earlier, and we were thinking about if you look at our midfield, right? Currently, if you look at Xhaka, Ceballos, right, El Neni, let's take those three: Xhaka, Ceballos, and El Neni, and you look at the midfield that he's ditched, right? Torreira, Guendouzi, Maitland-Niles, or let's say even Mesut Ozil. We have so much more quality than what we're putting out, and that's because of his bizarre decisions. So, in terms of positives, I would say the only kind words I have in terms of his ability as a manager would be he won the FA Cup. Thank you for the FA Cup. But apart from that, I really can't think of anything kind to say towards his actual management ability. Like, who has he improved as a footballer since he's come in? I can't think of one player he's improved. Genuinely, I'm racking my brains. Like, I can't think of one. I genuinely can't.
Every single player has regressed under this manager, in my opinion. Every single one of them. The only one that's not been, listen, the last 3 or 4 games, Gabriel's been shocking. But I was going to say Gabriel's probably been the best player this season for us. But even the last couple of games, like I said, the one against Southampton, I mean, what was he doing on the halfway line, which then exposed me.
Look, I said last week, the thing is with Gabriel, he's 22, he's coming to a new league. He's been absolutely fantastic. Think about the dross that he's playing with, right? He's been a miracle for us, yeah? Like, given the circumstances, you put it into context. Imagine if he was playing next to a proper centre-back, yeah? There was a proper right back on the pitch. Yeah? Gabriel would be doing bits. Trust me, we've got a proper centre back in Gabriel. I also think we've got a proper centre back in Saliba if we ever see him. But I think we've regressed so much under Arteta that I can't think of one player that he's improved. I can't think of one youngster he's given a real chance to. And it's quite sad, actually, when you think about it, because what are we, as Arsenal fans, what are we getting excited? Do you know, it was ironic. I'll just say this last thing before we move on to Afsal. But the game against City, right? Martinelli was playing so well, and I was just like buzzing because we've got to take small things from this season. I was buzzing when Martinelli was playing well. Thank God he's back, I thought. Then he went down injured, and I was like, for fuck's sake. Something about Arsenal fans. We must have done something so wrong in the past life to deserve what's happened to us. Because I was just like, the one little bit of joy I was getting from watching Arsenal was taken away from us when Martinelli was injured. And hopefully it's not as bad as we first feared. But we'll see if he's fit enough for Saturday. I hope he is, but I don't think he'll start. He'll probably be on the bench. But
yeah, he's tweeted out that he's fine, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Thank you to Dipesh for your donation, mate. He said Tapas Pulis is rat army. That's us, mate. We're all rats. YouTube comments are starting to come through, but it's not 100%. They're just here and there comments coming in.
It's a YouTube issue for sure.
Yeah, I did this on Claude's show the other week when me and Claude were live on a Monday. It just stopped showing comments for some reason. So I don't know what's happening there, but there is 695 people watching on YouTube. Keep putting your comments in and hopefully it'll sort itself out. Afsal, let's move forward to the game on Boxing Day. I see a stat that Orbinio tweeted out today saying Arsenal have not lost on Boxing Day since 1987. Do you think that run continues, or do you see us getting beat?
Unfortunately, I think we probably will lose on Saturday. I just can't see where the next win is going to come from. Chelsea, you never know what Chelsea are going to turn up. They've been slightly inconsistent this season, but I think they'll have a bit too much for us. I know Chilwell and Reece James are probably going to be injured, and probably Ziyech, but you know what? They're fighting for the top 4. They're a good side, and they should beat us. Funnily, we say this: Arteta's first game in charge was on Boxing Day last year. Could this be his last game in charge?
And it was it Chelsea?
No, it was a Bournemouth, and then 3 days.
Yes, it was. Then we had Chelsea afterwards.
His first home game was Chelsea in charge. His last home game could be Chelsea in charge. You know, it's like exactly 1 year ago he joined. And yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, last year, obviously, we played well in the game, but this year I just can't see it. I just hope, you know, what he needs to do is he just needs to change these players, that the same players who've been failing him this whole season. I don't get it. Like, he knows that these players have been failing him, so why pick the same players? Like, why not just move on? And, you know, for example, why not play a midfield of Maitland-Niles, Smith Rowe and Willock, you know? Why play Xhaka or Ceballos or El Neni, who have all been awful this season? Why not play front three of, obviously, Aubameyang's injured, so Saka on one side, Martinelli the other side, and Balogun up front? Because Pepe, Willian, Lacazette and Aubameyang have all been awful this season. These 7 players in those positions have failed him this season, so don't play any of them. Simple as that. They're failing you, don't play them. At the back, Bellerin's failed you. Holding, in my opinion, has failed you. Don't play them. That's 9 players, I can say, that have failed the fans, the club, and Arteta this season. So stop playing them, you know, and then every week we see at least 5 or 6 of them in the team. Nah, just go with players, you know, who will fight for you. Because you know what? These youngsters, right? They'll fight. They'll fight for you at the end of the day because they're trying to get themselves in the team for the future, you know? So these youngsters like Smith Rowe, Balogun, Martinelli, Saka, they'll fight for you. And look, who's been our best player this season? Saka. He's fighting. Martinelli the other day, he came on. Well, what do you mean came on? He started first game this season, and for 45 minutes, he was our best player. And then, unfortunately, he got injured. So, you know what? Just play these players because Arteta's now got nothing to lose now. His job's on the line, you know? 1 or 2 more defeats, and I think he's gone. 1 or 2 more defeats, he's gone. So
I was going to ask you that. Do you think if we get beaten heavily by Chelsea, do you think we'll actually have the balls to sack him?
Honestly, don't see. I think so. We've got Chelsea, West Brom, Brighton, all in close succession, right? I reckon if we don't do anything in those 3 games, he'll be gone. Because you know what? They're not going to leave it till we're 18th or anything. I think he'll be gone then. Like I said, he's got nothing to lose. So just play them. And I don't want to see that keeper in the team again, you know? Runnison, he ain't good enough to play for this club. But
it was, sorry to cut you off, it was kind of muggy that the amount of fans that were in the guy and absolutely
you should never abuse people, never swear and insult them, never do that, right? That's over the top. But at the end of the day, he isn't good enough. That's the end. Just keep it like that. No need to go overboard.
It's funny though, because everyone's cussing this goalkeeper, forgetting that the manager they're all gassed up signed him.
Exactly.
He was fully at fault for the second goal, but the first fault, Mustafi was at fault. Oh, he's another
Gabriel Mustafi. Who was at right back?
Mustafi, Gabriel, Cedric, and the keeper.
Yeah.
And that's Gabriel. He's made a couple of mistakes in last 2-3 games. But yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. But I've got to question one point of Zach's, unfortunately. Saka has, I think, progressed.
No, he hasn't, Afzal.
Because wait. Saka only started 3 league games under Emery, right? All his rest of his league starts have been under Arteta, and in my opinion, he's been our player of the season so far. Martinelli started 0 games under Emery, league games under Emery, but he started 8 league games under Arteta. Willock,
say that again.
Martinelli started 0 league games under Emery, believe it or not. And
how many games? Hang on. How many games did Martinelli start for Emery though in other competitions?
Exactly. That's
the league games, and Willock only started.
Let me respond. Let me respond to you, mate. Yeah. Right? Bukayo Saka, when he burst into the team, you don't burst into the team in the league. Your first step is bursting in the cup, right? So there was you can't put the horse before the cart. You've got to say Europa League. That's where he started. He had so many assists in that Europa League. He was scoring goals away from home, In the league this season, he's played the odd good game, but overall, he's been just like the rest.
Saka's been average this season.
Yeah, he's been average. And that's not calling Saka out. I think Saka's brilliant. But you can't put an 18, 19-year-old in a failing team and expect him to carry the team.
What
Yeah,
my
and
Martinelli.
look at the goal against Southampton where Aubameyang's equalised, right? That was a moment of brilliance from Saka to get the ball, jink around 3 or 4, play a 1-2 with Eddie. And if Aubameyang hadn't have got that ball, Saka would have scored it anyway because he carried his run on.
It was a moment of
He's
brilliance.
only done that once or twice this season.
Exactly.
He was doing that 2 or 3 times
that's
a game.
my point.
my point is that Emery not playing the youngsters cost him his job because in his last few games he was just going with the same players who let him down, and that's
but that was short term. It was always a plan with Emery to play the youngsters. You know, he was playing in the Europa League.
He's playing them in the Europa, but I'm talking about leagues. We're talking about league here.
But back to your point about Saka, has he regressed or not? There's no doubt in my mind, no doubt, Saka has regressed under Arteta, right? Purely because the tactics are all over the place. B, Saka has played in 5 different positions this season, yeah? An 18, 19-year-old kid being asked to play in 5 different positions, right? Being asked to carry the team. He's regressed, mate. But it's not a reflection of Bukayo Saka. Saka's a brilliant player. It's all on Arteta for me.
But see, what my point is, the whole point, like what I was trying to say, is that these players cost Emery. He wasn't giving the youngsters a chance in the league. And that's why he went, because the results weren't improving. Same as Arteta. He's not giving the likes of Smith Rowe, Willock, Niles. Okay, Niles started the last couple of games, but on the whole, he hasn't. He's not giving them chances in the league. And that's what's going to cost him. Sticking with the same experienced old guard that failed under Wenger.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a separate point.
Lacazette.
Yeah, we'll come back to these youngsters. I want to speak about that in a bit. Anybody who is watching on YouTube, in fact, all comments just ain't coming through at the moment. I don't know what StreamYard is doing, but it's frozen on Twitch, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube. None of the comments are coming up on my screen. I can see YouTube comments because I'm on a different screen anyway. Thank you to Ogan for your Ogan. Sorry, I'm just going to call you Gunman, bruv. Hope you're all good, he says. Thank you very much, mate. I am very well. And big up to Ola in the chat as well. Big up everyone in the chat. Make sure you do smash the likes up because, like I said, the comments ain't coming up. There must be a glitch or something at the moment with StreamYard because the comments are just froze for everything. Big up to Ola. He says, my guy Lee Chig, Big Unks, Claude, Afsal, and Kain Guna. You guys are getting me through work. And I'm holding you to that visit before you go back to Spain. 100%, Ola, man. We'll have a link up for sure. Definitely, bruv. 100%. And yeah, man. We're sorted. We're sorted, bruv. Definitely. Let me come to Chig. Chig, when's it going to end for this manager, bruv? What are your thoughts? And what do you think is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back? Do you think it is going to be Chelsea, or do you think he gets a little bit longer into January to try and change something?
I reckon I'll get till March.
What?
Oh.
No.
Wow.
I'll get till March. I think. Funny enough, I was just talking about this with Claude on his show. Big up to Claude for having me on his show earlier. I think the plan, based on Edu's answer, was give him the transfer window, give him an opportunity to strengthen, give him an opportunity for those players to work, and then if it gets to the point where Arsenal are like 17th, 16th, 17th, then I think they'll make a snap decision there. So I honestly don't see them. What difference does sacking him now and sacking him off for Chelsea make? It doesn't make a lick of difference. The fact that they seem to have this blinding belief that he will somehow absolutely turn things around. Now, the only thing that makes me doubt what I've just said slightly is Arsenal are very meticulous when it comes to PR. And the fact that PSG have just sacked Tuchel now takes a little bit of heat off them should they decide to do a U-turn and sack Arteta. That's the stupid way they think. So they'll say, oh. Now two teams have sacked their managers in a COVID year, so we don't look so bad. So maybe we can sack Arteta now. But my gut feeling
on Christmas Eve, they sacked him today. That is ruthless.
That's ruthless, isn't
it?
It's ruthless. But I think my gut feeling tells me it'll be March when they get rid of
Well, you think that, like if we get knocked out Europa League, for example, then you think that that's going to be the end?
Much sooner. Watch.
That's how I look. Like you said earlier, like you said earlier this season, they like his style. You know,
Style is good.
Believe me,
Hey, Zach, go and find that voice note. Go and find that voice note, 'cause I'll play it out loud.
Like this, playing like this, playing like this in January, February. No. We were not playing like this in January, February last season.
they like his style. And
We were not
Like his style, that's
we were not playing 10 men behind the ball in Jan and we were pressing, you know, last year in the first two games.
for anyone who's watching this, you need to. It's a WhatsApp joke. You need to find a certain Arsenal fan TV interview.
To defend me, he did not. His first 2 months, he did not play like this. He did not play like this in his first 2 months. Anyway,
oh, come off it. He didn't. Your style always been shit. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
We drew with Norwich in his first couple of months. We were shit in his first
I've
couple.
just posted it in our WhatsApp group.
You've posted. I've got to play this.
with Norwich in the game.
It never takes that long. You got to
Yeah, this is Afsal. This is Afsal on AFTV, and we clipped it
In March.
Let the viewers hear, let the rats hear.
Put the date.
He's good. I like his style of play. But he needs the right players for that style. So it's not his fault. Like,
Go on, Claude.
It's commentary.
The worst Arsenal side in how many years?
since the 80s, right?
It's now the 70s.
Right about that.
I'm not going to play it all. That much. It's now the worst Arsenal
It
side.
was in April 2020. Just so everyone knows. April 2020.
April. There you go. That was with Robbie, wasn't it? That was
That was before we even got back to play after lockdown. Yeah. Defense, I'd say it was 8 months ago, and since then his football he's just gone.
You know what? I will say this for Afsal. Let me just make this point quickly. Afsal isn't one of these blind faith fans, right? So he saw something. Look, I get why Afsal kind of thought he might be good, and he cottoned onto it pretty quickly that actually Arteta was no good, and he always said if he starts making the wrong decisions, I'm going to call him out. Yeah, he's not like these other blind faith Arteta-ins, so I'll give him credit on that. But I think the rest of us were a little bit more savvy, and we kind of said, look, we're just going to judge Arteta on what's right in front of our eyes from the start, and that's what we did. What's that, After?
I said from day one, because before he got the job, I really didn't want him. I wanted Poch, Mourinho, Rodgers, or Nuno. But when he came, I said, look, I was fair on Emery. I've got to be fair on this guy, right? I'm going to give him time. I gave Emery his first season. As soon as the first season ended, I started calling him out. Arteta, I'm like, when August came, we won the cup, we came 8th. I said, look, all right, now is when his real test starts. Can he build on? He didn't build on after that. So
yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Personal. He's not. It's come to a person. He's a nice guy, Arteta. Like,
no. Hang on.
Well, but it's nothing.
You don't know him as a guy, mate.
No, but you know
know him as a guy.
I don't know him as a guy. But
This is the thing with Arsenal. No, hang on. Let me just make this real quick point. This is the problem with Arsenal fans, yeah? Oh, Arteta's a nice guy. Wenger was such a nice guy. You don't know them as guys. You know them as either a football manager or a player.
Wenger used to get on Wenger's press conferences for years.
You don't know them as a guy.
Afsal, have you heard this guy's press conferences? For 3% chance to lose to Burnley, and we lost 7%. Like, come on.
Before, he used to say the things to appease people. Now,
Afsal, one point I would make out of all of this group in here, right? I think only one person has met Arteta face to face and spoke to him. Yeah, Lee Gunner. What was your impressions? Personal experience.
Rude.
Arrogant. Yeah.
Really? Was he actually? Really? Wow,
yep.
okay.
Anyway, let me just read these quick super chats out before we come to Kenny. Thank you, Christopher. He says any team can win an FA Cup. It's 7 games. 38 games defines a manager in a team. Arteta's naive taking the job. Should have got a number 2, e.g. like Ollie has with Mike Phelan. # sell Arsenal. Thank you for that, mate. Also, big up to Rahul. If I can find it, it's gone off the screen now. There it is. Win Europa League, even if we finish 17th. Bruv, I think we've got more chance of winning the Champions League, and we ain't even in it. But thank you, mate. Wise man once said, it's time to go. Big up to you, my guy. And Let me just grab this one real quick. I can't see any comments on StreamYard, so from YouTube anyway. They're filtering through on other platforms, so I'm just going to have to keep switching screens. Do smash the likes up, though. Make sure you subscribe to Claude, and make sure you subscribe to Chig as well. Make sure you follow the other guys, Kenny and Zach, on Twitter. Afsal don't want you to follow him anywhere. Big up MM Productions. He says, my wife left me and took the kids every day, bruv, I swear. And Anthony says, serious question, do you think it's possible that Arteta is a Freemason? Seriously, PR aside, I'm flabbergasted how so many former players, pundits and media folk don't call him out. Well, he's got something going on, isn't he, Anthony? There's something going on. Let me come to Kenny.
He doesn't mind. He doesn't. Ozil doesn't mind Emery following him.
Goodness. No.
Oh, God.
Yes, Claude.
I'm married, by the way, so yeah.
Yeah, I dropped that one on her yesterday. She was kind of disappointed, to be fair.
Oh, sorry, she's not. No, is she in the house? Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Where's Kenny? Kenny's quiet. Kenny's usually.
Yeah, go on, Kenny. Go on. What's your thoughts, mate? Where are you at? Where are you at with this guy, this manager?
Well, the thing about Arteta, it's like this guy's got the job on reputation, but not his reputation. He's got the job on Pep Guardiola's reputation, because Pep Guardiola is recommending him and basically sworn blind that this guy is going to be a great coach. And like, look what he's done for our players. And you've got people like Sterling, and you've got Arsene Wenger saying the same thing. He's actually got the job on a recommendation on someone else's patronage. And the problem with what Arteta's done is that he came in and he gave everyone sweets. And then what's happened is he came with his non-negotiables, which is fair enough. But if you're going to come with your non-negotiables, right, get the bad egg out, but get his mates out as well. Because the problem you've done is that you've got rid of the worst egg ever, but you kept his mates. And then what you've done is that you brought two players in as it's supposed to be your allies, and you've managed to alienate them. And then you've got another situation where you've got a player like Maitland-Niles who you're now having to rely on, who doesn't want to play for you because he thinks you reneged on your deal, i.e. keeping him involved in the first team. And then all of a sudden, all your hopes are being pinned on the 19-year-old Brazilian. We've got a problem, mate. We've got a massive problem at the club, because the situation is that he's made a mess of the whole sort of situation. Forget his tactics, his man management, because they're not even going to die for him. They're not dying for him. Pepe on Tuesday looked like he couldn't give a toss. He really couldn't give a toss.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm picking up the points.
He looked like that when he got the red card at Leeds. He just strolled off, not a care in the world.
Exactly. And I'm just picking up the points that Zach and Afsal made about player aggression. The problem is that every player that's come to this football club has regressed in the last 10 years anyway, because the culture and standards are so low that if you meet them, then you're an easy street. No player that comes under this regime is going to thrive. Let's face it, right? I'm going to say it's the greatest respect to a lot of the fans and some of the players. Partey, Tierney, Saka, Maitland-Niles, right? Good enough players, good players, but they're not elite, are they? Let's be honest, they're not elite.
I think Saka could be. Saka's got the potential.
Well, not at the moment. We're talking about right now. Right now.
Yeah, I agree.
State of play. These players that we're bigging up are not even elite. Yet we're relying on them. And then the problem is that the players we're signing are going to be players who are not going to be the top echelon players. They're going to be like second choice players who are going to have their wages quadrupled and know full well they're going to have a good life, because there's going to be no one pushing them. And that's the problem. We get rid of Arteta, but I want the whole situation. I want Edu and I want everyone around the club who are out as well. I want it to start again. And we need a figurehead of a manager who can just say, right, this is what I want. Oh, yeah, by the way, I don't want you lot around here as well, because you're going to hinder me. And the only person who's brave enough to do that is Rafa Benitez.
Yeah, but do you know what? Rafa Benitez had instantly get a tune out of him. That's for sure. It'd also command respect because of what he's done in the game, not just at Liverpool with Champions League, but everywhere he's been, he's pretty much won something, can he? Or done
I'll
very
say
well.
Rafa from day dot, from the moment Wenger walked out the door.
Yeah,
because you need, clearly they want to transition to someone younger. I don't even have an issue with that, but at least give that person a chance by building a foundation on something solid. Arsenal haven't had something solid in about 10 years. So is it any wonder that Arteta's failing? Quite frankly, you know, most people see Nick Nagelsmann as the best young coach in the world. He would fail with this project. He would, 100%. You need to give him that foundation that only an experienced manager can give you.
Yeah, you're right, because do you know what, right? Like Kenny just said, Rafa Benitez, you know, you've said Rafa. I had Troops on last night. He said Rafa. You know, you could go and you had to get an experienced guy for me. Like, because like you said, there's so many players at this club that are just comfortable. You know, Bellerin, that guy don't want to play football. He's just happy that he's getting 100 grand a week. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just like getting 100 grand a week. He's living in London. Ozil don't want to play football. I know that we haven't picked him for the squad, but he didn't care anyway. He can sit on his Twitter account and chat shit all he likes. He ain't fooling me.
No, he does care, because he said today, I really wish I could help the team, he said. Well, the quote was...
Go on. Hang on, mate. Yeah, go on, Claude.
He said, I wish I could help the team. I feel helpless. And that's what he said on his thing. So he feels helpless that he can't help the team in this situation.
It wasn't helping the team. It wasn't helping the team.
I've got to say, well, you know, that's, you know. One, by the way, encouraging stat, we have not lost a game on Boxing Day at home since 1987.
Yep.
You know that?
Arteta, hold my drink.
That's an encouraging stat, don't you think? We haven't lost at home since...
hold my beer, Arteta. Hold on one sec.
Claude, records are there to be broken, unfortunately, in all sorts of pastimes, including football.
Oh, well, we know that over the last few weeks, don't we?
Claude, do you know what, Claude, yeah? Mesut Ozil is a favourite in the Arsenal dressing room, so don't start playing in January.
I said to Lee the other day, if you're a new manager, I don't care if he's crap. Get him on side.
We've lost one game and lost 7 since he's been out the squad.
Yeah,
because
he's the favourite. Sorry to cut in. I know Mesut Ozil is my favourite subject, but the fact is that in defence of this coach, he did do that. He was clearly given a dossier. He was clearly given a dossier, wasn't he?
Not like the way Arteta.
Yeah, but one minute. He was given a dossier by Emery of all the misdemeanors and all the crimes that he was committing. Arteta stupidly and foolishly and naively brought this guy into the team. He wasn't exactly pulling up trees, and then something's happened in lockdown. Now we all disagree with what's happened. Lee, you swear blind because I see you Troops. You believe it's something to do with the Uyghur Muslims. Claude feels the same. All of you.
I don't think that was the original reason.
I generally believe that it's something that is Mikel's decision, and that something's happened from a disciplinary nature where he feels that, and I say this right. He feels that Mesut Ozil is a tumour in his dressing room, and that if he stays around, it's going to develop into something much more serious and malignant.
But at the same time, Kenny, if you just decide to kick that tumour into touch when he's so close to so many of them players,
oh no, they should have gone. See, that's the thing. Sorry, cool. The cutting, but the thing is that after the FA Cup final, that's when you say thank you and bye. He's foolishly kept his players and he suffered for it.
That's one of the.
Sorry, Asad, 1 second, buddy. Sorry, mate. 1 second. Let me just grab these super chats before they go off the screen, mate. Righty said Arteta would win the league with United. Someone told the club to put its dog on a leash. Don't normally comment, but I'm always watching. Big up to you, Madara. And
that was a good
way to sum him up as well, mate.
Yeah.
And thank you to Luke. It says, go for Gerrard. We'd earn the respect of the players and get rid of the bad eggs in the dressing room. Do you know what? Gerrard's done extremely well at Glasgow.
Not experienced enough, Lee. He's not experienced enough.
But he's.
Oh yeah, no, he's not experienced enough. But I'll tell you something. Yeah, when Klopp leaves Liverpool, that's their replacement, 100%.
Yeah, maybe.
Gerrard will get the best out of players. That's what. Even as a captain, he would do that around him. You know.
He don't say no
Gerrard has
shit.
been tailor-made for Liverpool.
Yeah, he won't go
specifically.
anywhere else. Rangers and Liverpool, yeah.
It's not someone we should go for.
No, yeah,
But he is someone that's being made for the Liverpool.
Before I come back to Claude, YouTube comments are starting to filter through again on this. But I don't know what's going on with StreamYard today. I will try and go through some of the comments in the last 10 minutes or so because I know there's 14.
Are you getting super chats through? Or not?
No. Well, I've got another screen I can see them on anyway. But normally all the comments come through in one, and they're starting to filter through again. But I don't know what's happening to it.
It's strange because me and Chig earlier didn't have that problem.
Yeah. Do you remember when we did our show the other week on your channel?
Yeah.
But before I come to you, Claude, 1 second, mate. Let me just divert everyone to the fact that at 7 o'clock tonight, I'm on with Terry on the Football Terrace, and at 9:30 tonight, I've got fellow fucking Scouser mate James fucking Redmond TV. He's coming on at 9:30 tonight, mate. So make sure you fucking tune into that one, la.
just go easy on a gal tonight, mate. Just go easy.
I know, mate. I don't go on with that guy. Terry knows that. And make sure there is 1,500 people.
You don't go on with him. Terry might say, opportunity. Bing.
No.
Don't be surprised if a goal makes a surprise appearance.
I know he's your boy, but come on. You know what I'm on.
1,500 people watching live. Make sure you smash the like.
Anyway, what was you
Make sure you subscribe. Very, very close, by the way. Hang on 1 second, Paul. Sorry, mate. Very, very close. 48 subs from 53k. So make sure you do that. Make sure you sub to Claude. His link is in the just underneath the title. I couldn't get it in the title with Chig's channel either. So both of their channel links are just underneath the title and description. Kenny and Zach's Twitter accounts are in there as well. Afsal don't want anyone to follow him. So there you go. But go on, Claude. Sorry, mate.
You was gonna. What did you? Was gonna ask me something?
No, I was just gonna say, what are your thoughts on it? Like, where are you at? I know you obviously want the geezer out, but
my thoughts are, and everyone knows my thoughts. I didn't want him in the first place, just like you, Lee. I was encouraged with his little press conference. I must admit, I thought he's talking a good game at the time, and but. You know, I'm not impressed, and I think everyone went over the top in the cup final. I said it. I remember Avzal having a go at me, saying,
I did have a go
after the cup final win, you know, stand up and appreciate him. I remember you saying that, Avzal.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I said after the cup final, and I said, well, wait a minute. I said, you watch the game properly, and you'll see that we had a lot of luck in that game.
We were lucky. I thought we were 100% lucky, but I said that.
You started saying that we were all wrong about him and all that over one game. See, FA Cups to me, they're all one-off games anyway. Yeah. But anyway, in the league, he's proving that he's not up to the job, and I think what will happen is that. If he gets a few good results, what will happen is he'll get a couple of good results to get us up to mid-table, and then the ball will just leave it at that and say carry on in the summer. I feel he still should go, even if we get a few good results and get mid-table. But you know what they're going to say? They're going to say, well, he's building something and it's going to take time. You're going to get all this crap thrown at you. So, me personally, I think he should have gone after the Man City game. I think what he done with that goalkeeper was ridiculous. Playing that goalkeeper in, and
then he kind of blamed the goalkeeper, didn't he? Blamed him in the press conference.
Yeah, also playing players that are no longer interested in playing for the football club. Right, this is Manchester City we're playing, yeah, and you're playing Mustafi and Kolasinac, who just don't even want to be at the club anymore. Absolutely ridiculous to play them in the first place. I feel sorry for the keeper. I think the Twitter thing was disgraceful from the fans because it's not his fault. If you want to have a go at Arteta for picking him. Don't have a go at the keeper. He's come because he's seen Arsenal as a big opportunity. It's like you, Lee. If Arsenal come to you and you think, oh, I'm not great, you're still going to do it, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. Listen, anyone that gets off a year to come manage Arsenal would take the job.
I think the goalkeeping scout that brought him in should be sacked on the spot. But I don't blame the
set piece guy.
Hey?
We ain't got any scouts anymore. We fired them all.
Yeah, we did. We sacked all the scouts.
We rely on analytics.
Anyway, and
all
I think
that
we've even got a set piece coach and all now. I don't know what he does as well, because you know what, that goal the other night though, everyone is blaming the first goal. Everyone is totally blaming the goalkeeper. We've got to have a look at what's Mustafi doing.
The first goal, Mustafi and Gabriel were ball watching. The keeper.
Yeah, what are they doing? What are they doing? And I noticed another thing that's not good for Gabriel is playing with these players, because it's doing him no good, and that's why he's losing his confidence, because he's playing with these mugs that don't even want to be here. So as far as I'm concerned, the whole club at the moment is a mess.
So I couldn't laugh. I've just seen that picture and that name. We need Wenger back.
Yeah. But did you see what he did? Actually, Ty did come out and say, "I told you also we should have kept Wenger." He's now saying he's justified in wanting Wenger to stay. So he did say it on his interview. He did say that on his interview.
So is that actually Ty admitting that he's Arteta out in a subtle way?
No, yeah, he's staying. He'll always.
I'll be like, what? You're Arteta out then, Ty?
No. What he's stating, he said, "I will always back the manager, whatever." But he's saying that we've got to look at ourselves for wanting Wenger to go, because he says he was one of the few that wanted him to stay. Yeah. So listen, I don't know what the other boys think. Do you think we were wrong to let Wenger go?
Don't be silly, Claude. Don't be silly.
And I don't personally.
Claude, let me tell you something about these guys, right? And I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Arsenal fans. I was watching like the remnants of the kickoff yesterday. It's people like True Geordie, my good friend Adam Acola, saying about blah blah, and they're just ignorant of the facts. All those people, when Arsene Wenger were at the football club, were just critical of Arsenal.
Yeah.
They were showing Arsene Wenger respect, but they're actually laughing at him and feeling sorry for him, because we were seen as soft. I mean, we stopped being a big club when Sir Alex Ferguson put his arm around and consoled Wenger after yet another defeat to Man United. We weren't right. We weren't a big club under Arsene Wenger. We were going down. This is just the final solution. Is that standards were already dropped. We're getting battered home and away by the big six. The only reason why we were top four under Arsene is because there was a massive gap between the top four and the other clubs behind us, including Tottenham. And then when Spurs were neck to neck with us and went past us, we couldn't. That was the beginning and the end. Let's not forget his last season, where we how many away games did we win in Arsene Wenger's last season, where we finished sixth?
Two.
It was only going to get worse the season after. So the season after that, if he stayed, it was always going to be regressing. I think people just look at it and think, "Oh, what a great manager!" Arsenal in the top four.
You always do that. You always romanticize.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. The only managers that you can romanticize about is Bob Paisley and Sir Alex Ferguson, because that is genuine success in Europe and in the league, football league for Bob Paisley's case, and the Premiership of Sir Alex. They put trophies on the table and left standards. So you can say, "Oh yeah," you can reminisce and say, "Oh, shame, we miss Sir Alex. Look at us now." You can't say that about Arsene. It's just because you're basically saying fourth is the standard when trying to win the league.
Fourth is the trophy.
Yeah, but the only thing I would say, Kenny, on that is, right, there's a lot of people, and I spoke to people today, I mean, while I was walking there, to say that what Wenger done was a miracle to keep us in the top four.
That's complete fantasy. That's complete rubbish. It's rubbish stuff. I hate what they're saying, but it's nonsense. They've fallen for the 2-card trick of the fact that we had repayments to the stadium and that we were outspent by Man City and Chelsea and blah blah blah. He fell for that excuse. That was his get out clause, because when we first moved to the Emery, he wanted to win the league.
Sorry to cut you off, mate. Yeah, you guys are all old enough. Yeah, maybe not so much Afsal without being patronising, mate. Yeah, right. We're all of an age where we remember when they said we were moving to this stadium and we got the funding coming through, etc., in 2002, right? And we all remember that, right? we'll remember even years after moving into that stadium, and then obviously Abramovich with the money, the Sheikh come along at City. Our fans were constantly pushing this narrative of, oh, we don't want a sugar daddy. We're doing it the classy way. We don't need to go and buy titles. Now, fast forward to now, they're all desperate for Stan Kroenke to put his checkbook out and spend as much as they can. Yeah. And that sums up Arsenal fans in a nutshell. They don't know what they want. They just go with what's fashionable at the time. And fashionable is going to spend in a fortune like City and Chelsea did. So it was, oh, well, we'll blame it on the stadium like back then. Yeah. Because we're the classy club. We'll blame it on the fact that we can't afford to do it because they're ruining the transfer market with these stupidly high fees. Now,
Lee, that's the problem. Sorry to cut you off, mate. Lee, that's the problem with Arsenal fans, right? It's excuse after excuse after excuse, right? They never look at the real issues, yeah? I've tweeted the other day, I think it was yesterday, Arsenal fans need to take a real long, hard look at themselves and understand that they are the biggest reason why we're in this mess. Because you put up with mediocrity for too long. Wenger, right, was mediocre for a decade, yeah? He should have gone in 2010, well, maybe even before then, but I wanted him out since 2010, right? So 8 years he stayed on until he got the sack. And by the way, he got the sack, right? I know people think there was a mutual decision there. He got the sack.
Yeah.
The thing is, this is Arsenal fans to a T. As soon as Arsene Wenger got sacked, they're starting to rewrite history, romanticising it. The fact is, you've got to look at yourselves, Arsenal fans. We're in this mess because of you. And I'm telling you this now, yeah? If Arsenal fans had any kind of expectations about them, they would hold this football club to account. They would do something. They would either protest, yeah? They would stop buying merchandise. They would go and protest outside the ground, right? They would do something. But the problem is, there's not enough fans who are willing to take the blame and look at themselves and say, do you know what? I don't want to just be fourth. What's the point in fourth for 25 years?
Yeah, but Zach, the thing is, I hear what you're saying, but me, Claude, and Afsal were at the protests in 2016.
Yeah, and I'm not blaming you guys. You guys were exempt.
Year before.
Yeah,
and we didn't get support. We got abused.
No, but you guys are exempt. You guys are exempt from what I'm saying. That's my point. There was 300 people turned up to that protest, yeah? 300 people. Out of how many people that could have gone? Thousands and thousands, yeah? I don't blame you guys. You guys are exempt from what I'm saying. There are too many Arsenal fans who sit back and do fuck all, excuse my language, about the current thing. Even this Arteta thing, right? How many Arsenal fans are sitting there saying, oh, give him another transfer window, back the protest, back. Why?
We need stability. It's about time we just had stability. Shut up. We'll be in the Championship next season.
Yeah,
and what I don't understand is what is this whole narrative of, oh, well, we don't want to be chopping and changing.
Why? Chelsea do it every year, mate.
As long as it gets us to the person that we need it to get to, who will bring us that success, bring us those trophies. I could not care less.
You know where this has come from, yeah? The Arsene Wenger thing about longevity. Someone like Afsal, I'm not going to call Afsal out because he's younger. But Afsal, an Arsenal fan of the age of Afsal, mid-20s, he grew up on Arsene Wenger, right? He's never known anything else. He's only known Wenger and then Emery, right? But the narrative with Arsene Wenger was about longevity equals the best situation.
Yeah.
The most successful club in English football.
Loyalty. Stand by your guys. Loyalty.
The most successful club in English football over the last decade is Chelsea Football Club. They chop their manager every single season.
The argument you get when you put that on social media is, but they got an owner who cares and throws money at it.
It's bullshit, mate. We've spent more net spend than them over the last 5 years. We spent more than Chelsea.
Let me come to Afsal because I want to ask you this question, Afsal. Yeah, big up Count Trophy donation. Make sure you're hammering the likes. 1,700 people watching. Comments are starting to come in and out. It's sporadic. I don't know what's going on, but some of the YouTube comments are popping up and then they're not popping up. So I'll keep an eye on it. But Afsal, if we get relegated, do you think Stan Kroenke will sell? Bear in mind there is parachute payments.
I think
very much you could get
but listen, right? That's not the issue. Yeah, let me just say something. We've got the third highest net spend in the last 5 years. We've got higher net spend than Liverpool, who have won a league title and a Champions League since then. We've got higher net spend than Spurs, who have finished above us in the last 4 seasons.
Yeah, we've got the second highest in the world in the last 3 years. Only
Exactly.
Man
We've
United.
got higher net spend than Chelsea, who have won 2 league titles in that thing. So
And the Europa League.
the issue isn't really Kroenke. It's the other board members like Edu and Vinay, the manager, the players, and the fans. Kroenke is not on my, like, I know in a lot of people's lists, it's like Kroenke is the main problem. No, he's not. If anything, the fans and the players are more of a problem than Kroenke, and so is the manager, and so is the board, like Vinay and Edu, and in the past Gazidis and these people, right? That's what people need to realize. Yeah, let's be realistic, right? When Arteta does go, because eventually he is going to go, we need, I don't know how, but we just need a clear out. Like, we just need, in one transfer window, just get rid of 6 players and then bring it forward like that. We need quick clear outs. You know, we can't be waiting 4 or 5 years for this. We need a quick clear out because, in my opinion, as Kenny just said, none of these players are good enough to get in any of the other top 6 teams, in my opinion. Like, in our squad, which players would get in other
Gabriel,
maybe Partey,
maybe.
yes, Saka. Well, obviously other clubs, they've got wingers like Son, Mane, Salah, so let's obviously not. But like, I think mainly Partey would really only get in. So we need to get new scouts, a new recruitment policy where, for example, we had Gazidis who wasn't bringing in the right players. We've got Edu and Vinay who are not bringing the right players. We need a new, like, head.
Can I just cut in, right? You talk about Partey like he's the best thing since last break. Is he better than Ndidi? Is he? No. I don't say you said that, but I'm just saying the narrative, not what you're saying, but the way he's been eulogized. Because when he came over, it was like Palm Sunday. Everyone was, and that work. Grime artists came out of a rock to reprise a crappy song, a rubbish song, and then what's happening? Right. The question I need to ask you one question, right? About is Partey better than Ndidi?
No, Kenny.
Is he better than Ndidi and Kante?
Kenny, let me tell you something. In 2006,
he's not better than Kante. No chance.
He's not better than Kante. And you know what?
He's better than Ndidi.
It's debatable, isn't it? Yeah, it's debatable. Yeah. It's debatable. And that's not trying to be muggy either, because listen, I really rate Thomas Partey.
He's good.
Really I think he's a fantastic footballer. He ain't better than Kante. The comparisons with Kante are just laughable.
You want to know
something he's done in this country for 5 years straight? Come back to me and have the debate. When he's done what Ndidi's done, come back to me and have the debate. Yeah, because Ndidi, you could kind of have that debate now.
So why all the dancing outside the Emirates? Why all the dancing and twerking outside the Emirates?
Arsenal played that tune as we came out against Leicester on the Tannoy system, and then we fucking lost. That sums up Arsenal Football Club in a nutshell, doesn't it?
Get used to it. We did it when we signed Xhaka and Mustafi in 2016. These are the players that's going to solve the problem. We did it when we sold Lacazette in 2017, £50 million striker. 2018 when we signed Torreira and Leno and Socrates. Oh, these players, they're going to solve our problems. Last year when we signed Pepe, we did the same thing. He's as good as Salah, he's as good as Mane. This year when we signed, Partey's good, don't get me wrong, but there's other players in the league better than him, but we did that again. We're making songs. Which other fan base makes songs for a player? Liverpool spent 90 million on that front three. We spent Pepe 75, 72 million. It's the whole, whoever's recruiting these players, I do not know what.
And not even just the signings. It's the one that Liverpool have let go. Solanke, 20 million.
Yeah.
It was the young boy. What's his name? Bruce, 23 million. Jordan Ibe was about 16 million. I mean, it's just ridiculous the amount of money they get from Chelsea. Do it as well. Chelsea has signed that. What's his name? Bakayoko for about 35, 40 million quid on loan after a year for the next 2. Now he's on loan to AC with an option to buy him for 35.
And
how have we done that?
Fans are guilty. That's why I say we're guilty, because we sign players, we hype them, and when they don't perform, it's like, oh.
But that's because we're so desperate as a football club to have success. And
is we laugh at other clubs too much. Like when they lose a game, we laugh at other clubs too much. Like lost
See,
the last.
I said this. Sorry to cut you off, mate. I said this the other day, right? About it's embarrassing that we laugh at other clubs, right? And I got told, "Oh, you're just a Scrooge, yeah." Blah blah blah. I can banter who I want.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. Yeah, great. Banter who you want, mate. Yeah, it's like having the ugliest wife out of everyone and saying that she's the fittest and cussing off everyone who has got a 10 out of 10. Yeah, you're lying to yourself, mate, and you know you're lying to yourself. So why would you do that? I don't get it. Let me grab these 2 quick donations and let me come back to Chig.
I'm talking a lot to you guys.
1 sec. McDowell's Human Resource Department, big up to you. It says we got sold up the creek for that damn stadium. I was screaming years ago that Wenger should have been out. The year we didn't sign an outfield player. 100%, mate. Why'd you look at me? No one's available apparently. A big up Kirat Singh with your donation as well, buddy. Thank you. Don't want Tuchel or Tuchel, wherever you pronounce his name, without the right sporting director, someone like Ragnick or Campos, because we need a rebuild. Edu is a novice, and it doesn't look like he has any plan for recruitment rather than getting in bed with agents. Do you know what? That's a fantastic point. And let me come to you, Chig, yeah? Who was the guy? What was his name? Monchi. Monchi. What a quality name, by the way. Sounds like a proper gangster name, doesn't it? Yo, Monchi's in town, baby. You better be careful. But he's doing a fantastic job at Sevilla. Yeah. Look at that club as a whole, right? They're not the biggest club in Spain, but they're probably one of the best run clubs in Spain. And that's because every time they go into European competition, they go to win it. And people sit there and go, oh, you can't change all the players in one season or one transfer window. Well, the 2 clubs that were in Europa League final had 27 new signings between them that summer, the summer before they got there. Yeah, I think Sevilla had 13 and Inter had 14 or the other way around. And they got to the final. Do you think, like, I mean, obviously, I know your thoughts on the owner and I know your thoughts on Edu and stuff like that, but obviously there's a lot of people watching that don't. If we was to get rid of this manager and go and get a Rafa, for example, firstly, how long would you give Rafa? Would you just give it to him as a short-term fix? And then who would you get if that is the case? Yeah. And who would you get to do Edu's job?
Funny enough, I was just talking about this with Claude.
Happy days. Look at that. Seamless link, baby.
So yeah, so funny enough, so in terms of Rafa, I'll give it to him to the end of the season. Because what is the problem? You don't need to keep giving these people 3-year deals. Just ease them into it. So, all right, well, Rafa, look, come, we've got you now. We'll give it to you to the end of the season. If off the back of that season you've achieved X objective, then we'll give you a 2-year deal. Simple as that. For me, I think there's no reason why you can't do that. In terms of chief execs and footballing directors and stuff, for me, Edu needs to go almost as quickly as Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
The way I must admit, I've expressed it on this show before, and I'll express it again. The way he handled the last 3 weeks or so showed me that this guy is beyond not just inexperience, but actually is not suitable for the role. Somebody corrected me the other day because I did say that the only other job he's had which is similar was the Brazil job, and that was a mistake. It was Corinthians. He was briefly at Corinthians before he then went to Brazil, to the Brazilian national team. But for me, he just is unsuitable for the role. And for me, one thing I will say, I was thinking about this, and I know lots of people are banding names like Overmars and,
that's who I'd pick. I'd go Overmars.
People like that. Why does it need to be an Arsenal man? The other day I saw a Van der Sar being linked with a job, right? This is someone who is doing the job right now in Ajax and is actually proven to be quite successful. Quite frankly, why not go for him? If he's interested in the role, I'd go for him immediately. In fact, it might help putting a football man who isn't necessarily Arsenal affiliated, but is suitable for the role. Go and get him. Go and get somebody who's going to be able to demand that respect in the footballing world, drag deals over the line if necessary, seize control, but most importantly, do a good job. I honestly, I would love to pick Van der Sar. If he's available and wants the job, I'd get him immediately. Immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, listen, he's done all right, hasn't he? We're not really in a position to be picky and choosy right now. We're in dire straits, bruv. It's mad.
But we're still Arsenal. Listen, listen. I know we've fallen. Believe me, we've fallen a long way from where we should be. But ultimately, the only way that you can get towards the top is act like a big business and say to yourself, all right, let's go for it. Let's go and get X person. Let's go and get.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're not actually like a big club, eventually you end up where we are. And if you want to change that, you have to play above and beyond and go above and beyond. Yeah, to get back to where you want to be. Let me grab these super chats before I come to Claude. Thank you very much. He says, love from India. Big up to you. Apparently, I've been told that in India there is a temple called the Temple of Rats. So big up to that temple. I'll visit it one day. After, with respect, KSC are responsible. He's not put a single penny of his own money in. He's only spent the club's revenue. That's the least he can do. It's KSC's job to employ the right people and to recruit the right people. So it's their fault. Says Kira, thank you very much for that, buddy. Also, let me come back to Alexander Gomez. Thank you very much, my guy. It says Emery was so underrated and underappreciated by AFC. Unbelievable, our folks now. Unbelievable now, folks. No, I hope he was working with unskilled players. I hope they know he was working with unskilled players, I think you mean. But he's just set a new record at VIEIRA, 19 games without a defeat in all comps, which is pretty relentless. But yeah, looking back at it now, he was underrated, wasn't he? I suppose. Would he have been
I agree with you.
I'm going to hold my hands up there and make an apology.
No.
What about Zach?
Claude, hang on. Claude, do not apologise, mate. And I'll tell you why. Emery was not good enough for Arsenal.
I swear to God.
Emery was not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. I'm telling you this now. Let me tell you this, guys. You see, you're saying Villarreal 19 games unbeaten, yeah? Don't come to how many Villarreal games have you watched? You need context. Arsenal went 22.
They're pumping teams 5, 6, 4s every week, mate.
Arsenal went 24 games, 22
we weren't
games
pumping
unbeaten.
teams.
We were playing shit.
4, 5, and 6,
but we were playing shit, mate. You need context. It's a bit like saying Williams are going to be a great player for Arsenal without watching him play for Chelsea. Like, seriously. Honestly, we have nothing to apologise, Claude, about Emery. He wasn't good enough, mate. He wasn't good enough for us. You can't rewrite history, mate.
Hold on.
Go on, Claude.
The reason I'm saying it, right, because we only scored. At the time we're looking at the form and everything else. But what you've got to realise, these players as well, right? They're absolute arseholes, mate. They're
down tools. They're down tools, these players.
Exactly. And they took his problem. I think his major problem was his communication with.
And look how good a manager he was, Claude, that he couldn't communicate properly. They were taking the piss out of him in training. They were laughing at him, just doing what they wanted. And he still finished 2 points off third, and that was with a bottle job.
By the way, Emery got the sack. Emery got the sack at Arsenal, not from a lack of communication. You look at his last 6, 7 games, he played 3 at the back, is in 3 centre-backs, and then essentially 5 at the back, and he had 3 DMs,
Which is what we're doing now.
Yeah, I know, but where are we in the league? Yeah,
hang on, let me say
Emery wasn't good enough.
I'm going to come on to this point about you're talking about let's get in a new. I think the problem is running deeper now, and if we get rid of Arteta, I don't think that solves half the problem for me.
Yeah. But it's a start. You have to start with the manager to get
exactly.
Agree.
Then go and change the rest afterwards.
Yeah,
we have to clear the likes of Edu, Vinay, and all this crap, and put proper people in charge. Like putting someone like David O'Leary as a chairman, football person, knows what he's doing, and someone like Mark Overmars as a football director of football. That is the only way we can carry on. Because what it is, everyone's blaming. All right, what is Stan is getting the wrong advice He's using advisors because he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
He's using the board of directors that have been here for 50 years. That's what he's doing. He's just agreeing with.
He's relying on people that he thinks know about the game, and that's unfortunately that is his Achilles heel for me, because he's putting the money in, and they're spending it on rubbish.
Yeah,
absolutely spending it on.
But sorry to cut in, mate.
So
he's not putting his own money in. But and Kirat said that. But we moved to be self-sufficient. We are self-sufficient. We didn't move to have a sugar daddy or a sheikh. Now I think everyone's realised, oh shit, we're so fucked because of so many poor errors along the way. Maybe he should now go and get his checkbook out. Well, why? Because if you're mismanaging your own money, why would he give you his money?
He has given the money, but
he's earning money.
He spent it on play. He spent 70 million on Pepe. He spent 30. I'm not going to go Pepe, but 35 million on Xhaka, 35 million on Mustafi.
Wages for
Ozil, spent less money on Van Dijk. Spent less money on Kante. That is where it's all gone wrong. He's given the money. He's
sanctioned the deals. Yeah, he's agreed to the deal.
Sponge it, mate, and you it's your fault, not the person that's giving it to you, is it?
But this is where people. I'm just playing devil's advocate, mate. Yeah, this is where people sit there and say, "Yeah, but he's not giving them the money because it's the club's money. He's released it." Yeah?
They all do that. Don't people understand how?
No, they don't. That's why I'm saying.
They come out of their pockets. Look, Roman Abramovich is loaning that money to the club.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's loaning the money to the club. Don't people understand? He's loaning the money. I keep hearing he's not putting his own money. No one puts their own money into the club.
Claude, tell someone who goes on the football terrace and starts screaming and shouting like an angry wasp back. You know what we're talking about. He goes on swearing his head off, throwing his weight around. Tell him that. Because I've tried to tell him that for 2 or 3 years. That the money that Ramon spends at Chelsea is a loan.
It's a loan.
Himself. So which means when they sell the club, he gets his money back. No businessman is going to give you a free lunch. The
same goes at Manchester United.
Do you remember Cam Bates and Matthew Harding when Matthew Harding was going to be an investor in Chelsea in the sort of 90s before, God bless his soul, before he died. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do this, and that," and then Ken Bates thought it was a gift. He said, "What do you expect? It's not a free lunch. It's a loan." That is what happens at football.
When he tells Chelsea, Abramovich is owed over £1 billion, mate.
Exactly, it's his money.
Over £1 billion. Let me. Sorry, before. So I'm going to wrap this up in the next 5 to 6 minutes, guys. Yeah? Well, I'll get all your score predictions in a second for the game. Let me just grab these super chats before they disappear. Big up Universal Boss Jurgen Klopp. That's a quality name, that is. United and Arsenal was challenging for the League Cup. The league in 2005. Chelsea, then City, and now Liverpool. And the rest of teams came with the TV money. And Arsenal did not bother building after 2005. Spot on. 100% spot on. Big up to Sammy Elliott as well. He says, big up, Lee. Merry Christmas. Yeah, wifey is that as well, mate. I see your question there. Make sure you are smashing the likes up. Big up to Gracious Greek. Would you take Thomas Tuchel? Let me do a quick fire one with all of you. Would you take Tuchel, Kenny?
Yes.
Afsal? Sometime today, mate.
Yeah. We need an elite manager to sort these problems out. Is he elite? No, but would I take him in this current situation? Like, yeah.
Well, Claude, would you take him?
To be honest, I'm going to be honest with you, right? I think the only way we're going to go forward is if we sack the people behind all this, the recruitment and everything else. Until we do that, whoever we get in, we're in a mess because they are the ones dictating who the players that are getting in. I think we have to dismiss the recruitment, the likes of Edu and Vinay before even the manager. And I mean that. I just, because otherwise we're going to come to the same situation with the
Claude, the problem is, but to do that, you've got to wait to the end of the season, which means Arteta gets the end of the season, which which I'm sorry, is terminal. Can't give him any more time.
Yeah, but the problem
After
we are,
West Brom, he's got to go. If we lose against West Brom, it's over. We're running out of games. We're accepting our fate. We keep this manager.
yeah, but the problem I've got with this, Kenny, is right. You get a manager to next. You get another manager in before these, and you say you sack this guy. But what if these people don't want the same players that this guy wants? And I
think what's happening is that we've got to salvage this season, Claude. Salvage this season.
The easiest way to salvage the season is pot this manager real quick. Yeah. Then you get to the end of the season, and then that's where I expect this club to then sit down and go, do you know what? We've ballsed it up with Edu. Yeah, you're gone. Yeah. Nah, you're gone as well, mate. You can go and do a job role somewhere else at the club if you want, but you're not the CEO. Sorry, you're not good enough. And then go and replace him. Then you have everyone on the same page. That is what you need, because they're not on the same page. Their story is doing the rounds that he wanted a war and Edu served him up Partey. Well, sorry, that's a fucking relationship ready to fail already. Yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? Let me grab this real quick before I come to Chig with his Tuchel answer. Stan might have sanctioned the money from the club's revenue, but he's also put these donkeys in charge and identifying players. Roman has a top technical department who identify the right players to spend on. He needs the right to hire the right technical team. Well, listen, I can't disagree with anything you just said there, mate.
Yeah, on that one, but that's the problem. He doesn't understand football like Roman does, probably. Robert Roman knows more about the game than he does.
Not only that, our board of directors have been there since you were a young whippersnapper, Claude.
He also admitted he used the club as an investment as well. So you've got to blame the situation as it is on the people that gave him the shares.
Yeah, well, see, I said this on the show the other day, right? I don't necessarily blame him because, like I said earlier, in 2002, these fuckers on the board were still here. They're still here today. They knew what the fuck they were doing in 02 by moving to that stadium. He weren't even a fucking shareholder in 02. He didn't come in until 07, by which time we were already in the Emirates. These board members are the biggest fucking, I was going to say the C word, yeah, but I'll bite my tongue. They're the biggest arseholes at this football club. I believe that he don't want to win fuck all, he don't care, he don't know football, blah, blah, blah. But I don't believe he does the day-to-day running of this football club. I think it's his son, yeah, who I think has a little bit more of an input than we think. And I think is more interested in it than Stan. I don't think Stan cares, yeah, but his son might care. And I just look at it and I think that because he doesn't know a great deal about football himself, they listen to these board of directors who don't give a fuck. But now they're in a position where they own the whole club. They can sack them. But the problem is they're not going to sack them because then where do they go to get new board directors?
Yeah, and you've got to run.
They ain't got a clue. So where are they going to get a new director of the club?
And also, who's advising them on their next appointment as well?
Exactly. And this is the problem. The board will go with the tried and trusted cloak and dagger jobs for the boys bullshit because that's what they've been doing since fucking back at Highbury when they decided to move to that fucking stadium. Yeah. So until that board all fucking piss off, we're fucked. It's as simple as that. Big up Marble Halls. 1 second, Afsal. Big up Marble Halls. It says Brexit done. I'll text it next. He needs to put pressure on KSC. He's overseen a decade of crap. He is our issue. A decade of bad decisions he has allowed. Listen, I can't argue with anything that you say about that. And I know you are Kroenke out, buddy. And Merry Christmas to you as well. But at the same time, he is not going to sack a board when he knows fuck all about football. When the board he's got there were there when we were at Highbury and he thinks they do. Where are you going to find a new board? How do you go about recruiting a new board? I don't even know where you go with that when you're not even a football man. So you sack them all, but then where'd you go and get a new board? I don't know how that would work. Wait 1 second, Afsal. Sorry, mate. Chig, would you take Tuchel?
No.
Zach?
It wouldn't be my first choice, but he's better than Arteta, so yeah.
You're better than Arteta.
See, that's, sorry to butt in on that one. It's not about just, it's better than what he's got. We've got to have someone that can take
us. We've got to have some standards. Zach, hang on. I'm going to call you out, Zach, yeah? It's my time to call you out. Because when we put in group chats about I say, yeah, but he's better than.
No,
he's better
all right.
than this. Hang
No,
on,
no,
hang
I
on.
get that.
Hang on. No. I'm going to.
All right, go on, let me hear you out. Let me hear you
I'm
out.
not listening. You're getting
Go
my
on.
point first. Mute. That's the beauty of it being my show. I'll unmute you now. Go on. But yeah, you say in group chats when I say, yeah, but he's better than this. You say to me all the time. You guys can verify this. That shouldn't be the standard that he's better
I
than
agree.
the player.
I agree with you. I agree with you. However, right? If you give me,
You're a good
this is a
thousand.
this is a hypothetical question.
Yeah.
That's why I caveated it at the beginning. I said he's not my choice, right?
Yeah.
But if the only option is Tuchel or Arteta, my answer is Tuchel, right? Or however you say his name. But he wouldn't be my choice. So it's a hypothetical question.
Give me 3 choices that you'd love to be Arsenal manager.
What, anyone in the world?
Any manager, whether they're in a job, out of a job, retired from the job, right now, yeah. If you could pick 3 managers, you're 1, 2, and 3 to be Arsenal's next manager, who would you pick?
Klopp number 1.
Yeah.
Pep number 2. Rodgers number 3.
Klopp number 1.
Go on.
Klopp number 1. Mourinho number 2. No, sorry. Klopp number 1. Rodgers number 2. Mourinho number 3. And let me tell you something. I go back on what I said about Tuchel. You know why I wouldn't take him? Because for me, the main issue is the players, and we need an elite manager. Because if we do not get an elite manager, these players are going to down tools again, just like they did with Emery, just like they did with Arteta. If we do not get a big name in, they're down toolings, right? We'll do well until the end of the season. We'll do a steady up. We might even go on and win the Euro, whatever. But if the manager cannot get a grip on these players, because they're a disgrace, I'm sorry to say.
Some of them are a disgrace. You're right.
The same problem will happen. They will down tools. They've done it under 2 managers. Why wouldn't they do it under a 3rd manager? Unless you get a big...
The only reason I would take Tuchel is the fact that he's managed 1 or 2 of the biggest names in world football, Neymar and Mbappe. Yeah. He's 1 point off the top of the table. I know they've lost 4 games, which is why they've sacked him, but that's how a club with ambition move. Yeah, you've lost 4 games, mate. Fuck off. You know, he got a Champions League final 4 months ago. And he's won multiple titles and trophies out there. When you actually dissect that PSG team, they're fucking shit, apart from maybe Verratti, Kimpembe, Mbappe, and Neymar. The rest of that team are fucking bang average footballers, mate. Yeah, and Verratti's on his way out because of his age. Kimpembe's class. The rest of them ain't all that. You look at their names and you just think, well, are you actually that fucking good, mate? Right. So for him to be sacked, they've moved like a big club. He would come in, let's be real here, I guarantee Neymar's fucking hard work to manage. I guarantee he's hard work to manage.
He's a pain. He's a pain. Yeah.
100%. He would come in and walk in, chest out, puffing, head held high, going, yo, you see you're not fucking playing. You see you're not fucking playing. Yes, it'd cause drama.
Did he manage Aubameyang?
He managed Aubameyang at Dortmund, and he smashed level off the goal scoring. If that's shooting out of Aubameyang. Let me come to some score predictions for the game. We're going to have to do this real quick because I'm going on Terry's show in half an hour. I need to have a fucking chill, man. My eyes are square right now.
Lee, I'll go first then. I'm going to say it. 3-0 Chelsea. 3-0 Chelsea.
Say again.
3-0 Chelsea.
Oh, go on, Afsal.
2-1 Chelsea.
Claude?
I've got a funny feeling about this game. I don't know.
No,
it's not. It's probably I'm probably living in hope, but I've got a funny feeling. Every time we played them as underdogs, we seem to beat them.
At Wembley normally, though.
I think we're going to win.
We play the game at Wembley tomorrow on Boxing Day.
Hold on. Never mind. Oh, by the way, before you go, it's not 2-legged, those League Cup semi-finals.
One.
No.
So they get home advantage, Spurs.
Yeah.
Oh no, the semi-finals are 2 legs.
No,
not the 1 leg, mate.
Are they 1 leg now?
Yeah.
Oh wow! Hey, do you know what? He's going to fucking win that as well. By the way, he will win that. He's going to get Man United in the final. He's going to win that.
No, Lee, but Carling Cup. Carling Cup, Lee.
Yeah, that'll be it. Oh, he's won the shit cup. Yeah, guess what? Who cares?
He won't win it though. Man United will batter him. Man United will batter him.
And I don't know who's going to do it.
I don't know about that. Let me come to Jig. What's your prediction, Jig?
3-1 Chelsea.
Zach?
He picks the team I want. 3-1 Arsenal. If he if he picks the team that he's going to pick, 3-1 Chelsea.
Is Medley in your centre back pairing?
Hey, Medley's levels above Mustafi and Kolasinac. I wouldn't laugh.
Before we go, the manager I'd take right now is Pochettino still. Even though he's going to go to PSG, he'd be
Even though he's not in your top three.
No, I'm saying generally. Who's available? Klopp's not available. Mourinho's not available.
Hey, Klopp is available if you throw him £100 million a year contract, mate. Angle £100 million at him, he's coming, isn't he? Let's be real here.
Hey, guys, let me just remember, we were all called Clopites 4 years ago. Look at Klopp now, innit? These Wenger lovers called us Clopites.
Oh, I've loved the guy for like 10 years. Like you guys know what I feel for Klopp.
It's funny when you have an unpopular opinion. You get called names when you have opinion that's not part of the established.
It doesn't conform.
Opinion.
It's non-conformity. You can't do that.
Non-conformity, yes.
You can't have non-conformity. It has to be
Arsenal. You can't.
The Arsenal family.
Yeah, right.
Let me grab this super chat real quick from MA. He says it's all about mismanagement. Mislintat brought players with resale value, which is very true. Experience is shown to be fodder for players. It's all about character. Very true as well. A lot of people in the chat are saying 3-1 Chelsea, 2-1 Chelsea, 3-1s, 4-1s. As it stands right now, I'm going 4-1.
Wow.
Christopher Leach says,
the only one who thinks we're going to win.
Yeah.
I just it's that, you know what, that feeling you get.
Claude, you do know that Chelsea. You do know that Chelsea are going to feel that they're going to be a laughing stock, and they're going to try harder.
They're not playing that
well. You had the same feeling.
They beat West Ham the other day, but I thought that scoreline flattered them.
Claude, you had that feeling. You had that feeling in the North London derby, though, didn't you? The same feeling.
Can I just say one thing here, right? Werner's gone on the worst goal scoring drought since 2016. We know he's bagging the hat trick at the Emirates, mate.
I can't believe they. I think he's really.
He's scored more goals than all of our strikers put together this season.
Yeah.
Well, that's
he's been pretty shit.
Claude, I don't heavily rate Werner. I never have.
Werner's class. Werner's absolutely fucking brilliant.
He's not showing it.
He can't dribble. He's like Aubameyang. He can't dribble. Put the boy in behind like Vardy, he'll score you 30 goals a season. He's fucking brilliant.
I'll tell you what gives us a chance as well. Martinelli, if he plays on Saturday.
He won't start him, though. He won't start him.
He'll cause them a lot of problems. Martinelli.
We've got no hope. We got three hopes, Claude. Bob Hope, no hope, and envelope. Let me just read this comment out real quick from Christopher. Super chat. Thank you very much. Says Lee, Claude, miss you guys on AFTV. Seamless stream. Bruv, you can catch me here 2-3 times every day. I'm here again tomorrow, Christmas Day. Best don't rest, mate. Ask Mesut. And Claude, you can catch on Claude and the Bansters. His link is in the description right under the title. Chig's channel, Guna Eagle Eye is in there as well. Make sure you subscribe to both of them. Claude, Zach and Kenny, their Twitter links are in there as well. Afsal don't want anyone following him. He's
unless it's Emery,
Emery, who's twerking for Afsal. And other than that, yeah, we're all good. But listen, I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone in the chat. Thank you very much for all the love and support as well. I want to say Merry Christmas to all of you guys on camera right now. Thank you very much. You guys are quality. I know we have our moments in our chats and that. Yeah, love you all to bits, man. Every single one here. And we'll obviously be back in the chat at some point today or tomorrow. But listen, all have a wonderful, blessed Christmas, whatever it is you're doing, whether you're at home on your own, whether you're going to see family, whatever. Yeah, man, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go with 4-1 Chelsea, by the way. Tomorrow I will be back, just to give everyone a quick rundown. I will be back with Rants and Bants tomorrow on his channel. I'm not sure what time, but it'll be any time between 1 and 5. So I'll keep you posted on that as soon as we've sorted that. I will be back with a preview on my channel here for the Chelsea game tomorrow evening. Not sure again, but I'll keep you posted. It'll probably be about 10 o'clock. Claude, It's another day to me. Claude, the best never rest, mate. Yeah, best never rest.
I might actually do an hour tomorrow. Actually,
While everyone's sitting there with their
join me for a few minutes,
fucking
you're welcome.
moaning about fucking watching Royal Family again and the Queen's speech. Don't worry about that. I'm working, mate. My day off is New Year's Eve.
15 minutes. You're welcome, Kenny.
Hey, Lee. Hey, guys, Claude. Don't you want to find out who tried to kill Ian Beale?
You know what? I've not seen EastEnders.
My missus is going to be fine now. She fucking loves all these soaps, brother. It's like
I haven't seen EastEnders for 3 months, mate. So
I ain't watched it for a decade, Claude. It's a load of
Yeah.
The fact you watch it is a problem.
I watched Corrie or the series. So
it's a load of bollocks. But
I watched Coronation Street for the last 9 years.
That's called marriage, mate.
My wife doesn't watch it. My wife doesn't watch Corrie. I watch it alone. I love it. Love it.
My missus watches all of these soaps. The little one watches Hollyoaks, Coronation Street, everything, doesn't it? Emmerdale.
I used to watch them all. Home and Away, Neighbours, all of them. But I've stopped watching them now.
Yeah, I've stopped watching Neighbours. Well, which one was it that Kylie Minogue was in? Was it Neighbours? Yeah, I stopped watching when Kylie left.
No, since once Bansta went out of it, I don't watch it anymore.
Hey, listen, all have a wonderful Christmas.
And Mrs. Mangle, what a character she was, Mrs. Mangle.
And to everyone who's celebrating Christmas today, because I know that there's a lot of countries and a lot of people that do celebrate Christmas Day today. So Merry Christmas to all you guys that do celebrate. I know that Austria and some other countries over that part of the world do. So big up to all you guys, but I will be back on Christmas Day.
Boxing Day football, and me and Kenny love it on Boxing Day, don't we, Kenny?
Yeah, Boxing Day football is the highlight of Christmas for me. All the football is back to back.
Kenny loves it, doesn't he, Kenny? Kenny loves Boxing Day football, don't you, Kenny?
Yeah, you didn't hear what my missus said. I said football over Christmas is the highlight. She went, be very careful what you're saying. On that bombshell, I'm out of here. Big up to everyone in the chat. Smash the likes up. Subscribe to the lads. Make sure you follow Kenny and Zach. And I'll be back again with Terry in 25 minutes on the Football Terrace. Make sure you come and check that out. 9:30 back here and with James Redmond TV. So that should be entertaining because he's funny as fuck.
Have you got any subtitles for that?
All right, mate. Fucking calm down, you dickhead. Fucking see you, mate. Yeah, fucking put you in the fucking bin in Stanley Park, you fucking prick. Anyway, we're out of here. Later.